you doing today? Great to see you. Appreciate you making the trip. What can I say? I don't even know how to answer that sort of cliche "how are you" question anymore. I mean, I feel like life has so many layers to it. You know, like where to begin? Do I look at like the 5 horrible moments of this week? Do I look at like the existential crisis that happened like 12 hours ago? Or do I just focus on the fact that I feel like semi-grounded in this moment? You feel me? Like, there's layers to it. You have no idea how much I resonate with just the layers that can be involved in the how are you. You know, like we spit that question out. I feel you. I'm holding space. The space is open. I mean, I think one thing that I think would be worth focusing on would be tasks. I currently am working a job that requires me to organize like 10,000 different tasks. Wow. And that requires intense endurance, great energy to organize by priority, and then not to mention a lot of the tasks can be anxiety inducing when I discover that I should have done some of these tasks like a while ago, so I don't even want to execute some of that. It's way easier to avoid the things that you should have done a long time ago, because at least you don't have to experience the distressing emotion, you feel me? You know, I always make it known when the relatability is at like an all-time high, because that allows for like real connection. Because like, you know, that right there, the journey to work with tasks has been like one of my greatest pursuits. You know, how to take the grand pressure that so much that can be on your plate what that can feel like and how to work with it. So I'm right there with you, and I'm excited that you're bringing this to the space. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to cultivate more vitality and more endurance. You know, and it feels like this thing that I've been trying to do for the past like year and a half. There's like, it's hard to have hope. It feels like a hopeless endeavor, because like when you tried, literally when you feel like you tried almost everything and that solutions are just useless, you know, like how do I know that I'm not just a lost cause? You know, like sometimes it just feels easier to like can I turn off the simulation? You feel me? I appreciate the transparency, like just even like wording out like the lost cause feeling. You know you're not, because you wouldn't be given 10,000 tasks if you were a lost cause. That makes a lot of sense. You feel me? Like you're clearly bestowed with. I appreciate that. It definitely like helps me look at it in like a different light. That's what I'm here for. Now, you know, even as you bring in that idea of being a lost cause, I think it will be valuable to just even take a moment, like, to think about what brings you meaning. Like what are, you know, everyone's spark is different. You know, what is, like, what comes to mind when you hear that question? Like, what brings you meaning? What fills you up with purpose? What is my meaning? Okay, I mean, that's a good question. Let me think. What brings me meaning? I appreciate you asking that, because I mean, that is what it's about, right? Like, that's the whole, I'm sure you heard of that book, Man's Search for Meaning. Like, the search for meaning. Like, what lights me up? You know, that's what I've been trying to find and figure out for a long time. And it feels like individual to everyone. Like not everyone has the same set of things that electrify them.
Yep.
And I've been trying to figure out like what electrifies me, you know? And sometimes I can find myself in cycles of complacency, of just not feeling like I'll ever find it. And then not to mention the loops I'm stuck in, the cycles I'm stuck in, the energies that I'm surrounded by, questioning. You know, I mean, that's a whole other topic for a whole other session. I appreciate you just even highlighting like what's on the table. When you feel complacent, when you feel stagnant, you know, how do you get through it? And how do you like inject vitality? How do you create that spark when you don't feel like it's there? Well, I gotta say, you definitely asked the right questions, because I've been meditating on that question, where vitality comes from, like where energy comes from, like what can continue to fire you up. I've been meditating on that for a long time, and it's an ongoing discovery of the elements involved in that flame igniter. You know, because even when I find something that sparks me up, that flame will go out, and that flame will die out, and I need to find something else, and I need to find something else. You know, like one of my favorite quotes that a friend of mine loves to bring to my awareness is, "Complacency is the curse of the common man." You know, it always brings me to deep thought. I gotta admit, I never really saw it that way. I never really like thought about, you know, when you put it like that, it has me like thinking on different lines. And I've just been trying to cultivate insight for a long time. And, you know, it feels good to like humble myself to know that that pursuit will never end. You know, I'll never fully understand all the layers at play. You got that right. The fact that you even have that mentality of humbling yourself before the unknown, before, you know, the fact that you can't fully understand anything, you know, that there will always be something outside of your contemplative grasp. I think that attitude will really serve you. So keep that alive. You know, it'll definitely pay dividends for your methods of conceptualizing and navigating and strategizing. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out today. You know, like I know that you had like a tight schedule, just like squeeze me in. So can we do like a full hour sometime next week? Absolutely. You already know. Maybe we can talk over the phone and figure out scheduling later. Say less. That'd be amazing. I appreciate you.